And welcome to our Socratic seminar tutorial. Since I'm not here to share our Socratic seminar assignment with you directly, I've made a little video to help you out that you can return to so that you can always check in with our instructions and what I expect from you on this assignment. So let's start with how to find your assignment. If you go to our class Canvas homepage, you'll scroll to Unit 2, scroll all the way down to the end of the assignment section, and then you'll click In the Time of the Butterfly Socratic Seminar. That will take you to our next page, the Socratic Seminar assignment. So you'll see that this is a partner activity. You may work in groups of 2. If you or someone you know is not going to be there for our actual graded discussion, you may work in groups of 3 so that they can work on the prep notes with you even though they will not be there for the discussion. Otherwise, groups of 2 it is. So as we've talked about in the Time of the Butterflies, we've talked about real-life questions the book asks that apply to us today as well as in the past. Your job right now is to become a mini expert in each of these little subtopics. You'll need to prepare answers to 6 prompts, as well as find evidence to support your claims from the book itself and from other sources if you find something interesting. You will also need to support your claims with reasoning. Show how your evidence actually shows your claim. So in this discussion, the 6 questions will be as follows. We'll first be asking you about the sisters. Which sister shows the most courage? What kind of courage do they show? And then you'll need to explain why you think this type of courage and this character's actions makes them the most courageous sister. Next, we'll be looking at that character development. So we're going to be looking at the turning points or pivotal moments each sister has. Thinking about those changes they've made in the book when they learned something or experienced something that changed who they were or what they were going to do. You're going to be picking out a moment that you think is the most significant change in each of their characters, so you'll need to find one turning point for each sister. Then, we'll be exploring one of the themes we've talked about one of the most in the book, the topic of misogyny, sexism, gender roles, and machismo. We're going to be looking at how violence is used against women both politically and in social interactions throughout the book. Compare and contrast how each sister responds to her experience of sexism, machismo, and/or violence. What sustains people in the face of the kind of brutality the novel documents? So we want to think about how people keep going even when everything seems to be without hope or no positivity for the future. Consider how religion and faith, stories, art, and family can have value that keeps us going. If you could only do one of the following, is it more important to A, positively impact the lives of many people who are strangers who you don't know, or B, positively impact the lives of a few people you know very well? So would you rather save your family, like Dee Dee, or would you rather save the world, like Minerva? Use examples from In the Time of the Butterflies to defend your choice. It is only when a bad law or rule affects you or your family that you are likely to take action against it. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Use examples from In the Time of the Butterflies to defend your choice. So look at all 6 of these prompts. They tackle lots of our themes and elements of the novel that we talked about throughout the unit. So think about how you want to answer them. Talk with your partner. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. But work together to find evidence and come up with reasoning to support your claims. To do this, you will complete 3 parts of this project. First, you're going to draft claims, find evidence from the text, and find multiple paths of reasoning to show why your claim is true. Then you're going to engage in the discussion, and finally, the project will end with a short reflection on the day of the discussion. It's most important to remember that the goal of this discussion is to participate with your peers and learn how to share ideas not just on paper with me, but with each other, how to take the ideas from your classmates, agree with them, disagree with them, add on, and respond to really engage in critical thinking and dialogue together. So the first step is going to be filling out your worksheet, which you can find right here at the link. When you open it up, you'll see that each prompt has its own category. For each prompt, you'll write your initial claim answering the question. Make sure your claim is targeted to the prompt. If it's asking you which sister is the most courageous, then you need to state the specific sister. All the sisters are courageous is not an acceptable answer. You do have to actually state your opinion. So once you've drafted your claim, you're going to show your evidence and reasoning. When we say evidence, of course, we always mean we're looking for some good, juicy quotes. For longer sections, of course, paraphrasing is okay. But make sure when you're writing down your quotes, you're also including page numbers and evidence. You'll want to have your book with you in the discussion so you're prepared to share your thoughts. Once you have your evidence, make sure your reasoning is there to connect the two. Reasons explain what the text is showing, how it's communicating with the reader, and how that communication supports your claim. So for example, if I wanted to say that one sister is the most courageous, I might want to explain the type of courage a quote is showing and why that type of courage is most important. Make sure your reasoning addresses all parts of the prompt as well. Finally, just so you're prepared for discussion, you might consider brainstorming some potential counterclaims. Counterclaims are responses to peers when you disagree. If you think someone might disagree with you, maybe consider having some prepared responses for how you're going to shut down those opposing views. Once your prep worksheet is finished, you'll have all your talking points ready to go. You and your partner can prep, thinking about how you're going to respond, and practice speaking together to see how you will do in the final discussion on Friday. Now let's look at our rubric. Now that you know what we're doing, let's see how I'm actually going to grade the assignment. The first category is your claims. So if we're looking, we want to make sure we're clearly presenting claims that are strong and make a statement that responds thoroughly to each prompt. To get a 5 out of 5 in this category, you also need to state one of these claims in the discussion. Next, I'm going to be looking at evidence. If we want to have exemplary evidence, we want to make sure our evidence connects clearly to our claims and includes both meaningful quotes from the book itself as well as strong paraphrasing. This will be on your worksheet as well as your ability to use this evidence in your discussion. Next will be reasoning. While the majority of your grade will again come from your worksheet, you will want to make sure you explain your reasoning in your discussion to get that full 5 out of 5. Now this is the big one. The biggest portion of your grade is effectively participating in discussion. I want to see that you effectively state your claims, make your arguments, and even ask questions to others. Some of the best parts of discussion are when you question your peers' claims, so they have to defend it and others can jump in and we have a more lively debate. But in order to get points for this discussion, you do need to participate at least once. If there is no participation, either giving an initial claim, responding with evidence, or asking questions, you will not be able to receive points for this category, meaning the highest your grade could be, even with a perfect reflection and perfect worksheet, would be a C-. Finally, when we're done with our discussion, we'll write a short reflection talking about our experience in the discussion, as well as giving a final opportunity to put in any of those ideas you forgot to say out loud. This is a great way to help show your thinking and prove your understanding of the material, even if speaking in class is not your favorite. So now that you know what to do and you're ready to go, you're going to be amazing. Just make sure if you have any questions to check in with me, work together hard with your partners, and we'll make it a great day of talking and learning together.